Welcome, Sagittarius, to the month of October 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and or rising signs in the fiery sign of Sagittarius. Now, the month starts out with the moon in your opposite sun sign of Gemini, trailing in from the previous month of September. So September 30th, the moon is still transiting through the sign of Gemini and proceeds to trine Mercury over here in your 11th house of friendships. And so any group events or outings with others will be emotionally harmonious on that day. And then, of course, we're dealing with October. So on October 1st, Pluto, which has been transiting your second house of money and what you value in Capricorn, since it's been going retrograde, it now goes direct. So get out of here, retrograde. Okay, so Pluto now goes direct in your second house at 204, which will greatly help you manifest money. And on October 2nd, the last quarter moon occurs in your 8th house of others' resources at 9 hours 49 minutes and or 9 degrees Cancer 9 minutes. And so any last quarter phase moon or last moment ideas that you can come up with for, and with perhaps even with the cooperation of others' resources, will be beneficial for you at this time. And something will be wrapping up with that last quarter moon. Then the following day, on October 3rd at 8 hours 34 minutes, your ruling planet Jupiter trines the last quarter phase moon. So from your 12th house, so Jupiter's been transiting the sign of Scorpio, your neighboring sign. Because see, you're here in the first house, on the first house cusp, and your ruling planet is Jupiter, and now it trines the moon. So from the 8th to the 12th houses, the last quarter moon harmoniously trining your ruling planet, and now you have the ability to deeply and largely tap in to something to do with definitely being able to garner other people's help and or their resources in a big way, because you are actually able to tap into your dreams at this time, as the 12th house deals with dreams and the subconscious mind. Then, on October 5th, Venus goes retrograde at 19 hours 6 minutes. And I don't know what that or how that will affect you in your 12th house, but it just does. Then also on October 5th at 11 hours 35 minutes, your ruling planet Jupiter squares the moon. Once the moon comes over here and enters the sign of Leo in your 9th house of religion and philosophy and higher learning. And so the square or 90-degree angle aspects the moon or the body of emotions and feelings to your ruling planet. So from the 9th to the 12th houses, or from the higher mind to the subconscious mind, you will be able to tap in to something dealing possibly with publishing, law, or long distance travels. But there may be a bit of a challenge here with this 90-degree aspect. Then on October 7th at 14 hours 4 minutes, your ruling planet again, Jupiter, sextiles the moon once the moon enters your 10th house of career and public standing in Virgo. So moon in Virgo, gently sextiling, making a 60-degree positive aspect to your ruling planet Jupiter, giving you that much more ability to get ahead in your career by tapping into those dreams. Then, on October 9th, the new moon occurs in Libra. So at 3 hours 48 minutes or 15 degrees Libra 48 minutes, the new moon in your 11th house of friendships, hopes, goals, and wishes now has a new start, a new perspective, a new lease on life. I don't know how you would want to see it as such, but it's a definite time to go within and reassess, perhaps, or even start a new friendship. You may end up developing new friends on the 9th. Then, also on October 9th at 8:51, Pluto squares the moon, in this case the new moon. Pluto squares, now that Pluto has gone direct, that doesn't have anything to do with it, but Pluto in your 2nd house of money, squaring the new moon in your 11th house of friendships, 3 signs, 3 houses away. This, again, you may have a bit of a challenge and or somewhat of an obstacle, perhaps if you're asking for needed help from friends or at some sort of group event or something, but you may have a bit of a challenge in asking for financial help. But then again, this is the house of your own earned income. There may be maybe a friend might end up asking for your help, and you might not really be able to provide it at this time. Then, on October 7th, I went back. On October 10th, goodness, okay, I'm just waking up. Okay, on October 10th, Mercury ingresses into the sign of Scorpio. So rather than having Mercury being in Libra, it now enters your 12th house in Scorpio, giving you a much more incisive ability to decipher and really tap in to mentally and emotionally and and it's just amazing. This 12th house is giving you a great deal of hidden ability with luck on your side. Okay. Then, and that happens at 0 hours 41 minutes, that planetary ingress. Then on October 11th at 22 hours 59 minutes, your ruling planet, Jupiter, conjuncts the moon. Once the moon comes into your 12th house and joins along in with your ruling planet in Scorpio. So that's really interesting and creates even more of a very highly intuitive, highly psychic, almost as if it's like you're a Pisces at this point with all of this energy in the naturally residing Piscean house, even though you have Scorpio on its cusp. It's just like your ninth house is your naturally residing Sagittarian house, even though Leo is on its cusp. So that is so interesting. I'm just now seeing this is a hugely intuitive, almost highly psychic time for you, Sagittarians. Then on October 14th, 3 days later at 0 hours 59 minutes, the sun sextiles the moon. Once the moon goes into your sign, Sagittarius. So now the moon's in your first house of the self and body, and I love it when the moon's in Sagittarius, and you may even too. Although I notice when people have their moon, when the moon transits through their sun sign, it makes them a bit edgy and melancholy, but it doesn't have to be that way, especially with moon in Sagittarius. I think at this time, since it's around the holiday of Halloween season, you're going to have fun. So, and with this sextile, this gives you a general sense of happiness at this time with your overall sense of self and body and friendships. Then on October 16th, the first quarter moon occurs in your second house of money and what you value in Capricorn at 18 hours 3 minutes and or 23 degrees Capricorn 19 minutes. So with this first quarter moon happening or occurring in your second house, sort of stemming from that new moon, this first quarter phase moon is giving you like new first steps in progressing in being able to manifest your dreams come true when it comes to whatever it is that you're hoping to receive in the way of money. And then on, October 16th as well, at 21 hours 50 minutes, your ruling planet sextiles the first quarter moon. So see here, from the 12th to the second house, 2 signs away, 2 houses away. Now your ruling planet is sextiling the first quarter moon. And once again, you will be able to tap in to your dreams. Keep a book and pen, a tablet and pen by your bedside and jot down what dreams you may remember. And I mean, it could be your lucky lotto numbers or something, and you never know. It's like, whoa, there's a lot of positive luck here flowing for you, going on right now. Then on October 19th at 12 hours 22 minutes, the sun in Libra trines the moon in your third house of communications in Aquarius. So both air signs, now moon in Aquarius, Libran, the sun still in Libran energy, air, communications, favorable, harmonious, feelings of camaraderie with your friends. Right now at this time, lots of beauty and love and luck and wonderful. Then on October 23rd, the sun leaves Libra, leaves your 11th house, and I might as well try to put it right here, enters your 12th house, The sun enters Scorpio and or your 12th house of the subconscious mind at 11 hours 24 minutes, gearing up toward the fall. As when it was in Libra, see, this is the sun setting or falling, and that's the horizon and the ocean, and or as it's contemporarily seen as the scales, but it's also seen as the setting sun as it's gearing up toward the fall. But now that the sun has entered Scorpio, it's even getting closer toward your energy. So then on October 23rd as well at 18 hours 19 minutes, Pluto squares, let's see, where is it? Squares the moon. Yeah, okay. So Pluto squares the moon from your second house of money to your fifth house of romance and creativity. The moon is now in Aries. Once it squares Pluto in Capricorn, making the 90-degree aspect. And how this will affect you, you may have been feeling so much luck in the beginning of the month, but just be mindful that you don't emotionally go overboard in spending toward your or with your romantic partner. This can undo all of what you may have received with all the windfall coming in. So that's the only reason this square is necessary, to inform you to stay aware and mindful of, pinching the purse strings a little bit. Then on October 24th at 16 hours 46 minutes, the full moon in Taurus happens at 1 degrees Taurus, 13 minutes, in your sixth house of work and health and service given. And this then creates or highlights big time even more of a need to garner income. And then on the following day, or actually no, 2 days later, actually 2 days later, your ruling planet opposes the full moon in Taurus. So Jupiter in Scorpio, your ruling planet, now makes the 180, and or, as I always like to say, the point of awareness point, giving you now the awareness with this opposition from the full moon to your ruling planet in your 12th house, shedding light now that the sun is also here in your 12th house, all that intuitive energy. And now with the sun in Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio opposing the full moon in Taurus, you now really have a great deal of awareness. But just be mindful that this is yet again an opposition, not always as harmonious as the trine. However, it gives you the awareness of what you can do in terms of earning power and potential. Then on October 28th at 4 hours 39 minutes, Mars, having been transiting your third house of communications in Aquarius, trines the moon once it comes full circle in your opposite sun sign of Gemini, and now makes a very harmonious trine to the action planet of Mars. And so in communications with either your significant other, as in your marriage partner or business partner and or others, you now have the most harmonious time and ability to emotionally express your actions through communications and through short distance travels and or with siblings. And so now there's that much even more beautiful positive energy flowing now in these sectors. Then on October 31st, happy Halloween, Mercury enters your sign of Sagittarius in your first house of the self and body. And see, there you are, ruled by Jupiter. So now Mercury enters Sagittarius at 4 hours 39 minutes on Halloween, making everyone happy, including you. Your mental faculties will be so happy at this time with all of this luck and energy and positivity. And then on October 31st, Venus enters back into Libra, its ruling planet, at 19 hours 43 minutes. And I'm not quite sure how this will affect you, but obviously with Venus in the 11th house of friendships and group endeavors and or group events, it may very well be really the best fun time to have or host. That's the planet Venus would be the sign of hosting parties and catering and everything. This will be, obviously everybody's probably going to be partying on Halloween night, but for you especially, you're going to love it. See, the planet of love. Okay. Then also on October 31st at 2 hours 32 minutes, Mercury also now in your sign of Sagittarius also trines the moon once the moon enters your 9th house in Leo. So now Mercury in your sign, Sagittarius, now harmoniously trines the moon in Leo in your 9th house, along with the north node of the moon. This north node of the moon in Leo, by the way, is the dragon's head, and it's making everyone, including Leos, feel so positive and showy and able to strike new paths of and it's just so, I don't know, for me, I feel very inspired or inspirational from it, inspired by it. Then the very last aspect is that the last quarter moon occurs at this time, also in Leo, also on Halloween night. And with that, woo, happy Halloween! I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope you'll feel free to like, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, feel free to subscribe. And now on to the finishing up of the artwork that I mean, there isn't much left, but I wanted to shade this in. And if you hadn't seen last month's reading, your quality is mutable, your element is fire, your ruling planet is Jupiter, your glyph is the archer's arrow. That is your glyph, is the archer's arrow. And then your opposite sun sign is Gemini. Your anatomy is that you rule the hips and upper thigh or thigh area, thighs and upper leg, it says. And your key phrase is, I understand. Your positive characteristics and or attributes are that you are straightforward, philosophical, freedom-loving, broad-minded, athletic, generous, optimistic, religious, scholarly, and enthusiastic. And that all stems from your 9th house. Your ruling of the 9th house, where you naturally reside. And the negative characteristics and or traits to let go are that you can sometimes be argumentative, exaggerative, talkative, procrastinating, self-indulgent, blunt, impatient, a gambler, pushy, and hot-headed. But we're going to work on that. So your color is turquoise, and or even your gemstone is turquoise. So see how I even made the bow turquoise. So now what I'm going to do here is just shade this in with additional turquoise. This is what I've done for all the signs. And I could have drawn the horse, but I saw this on Google and I added to it, and I don't know. I was just like, okay, I'm still developing my. It's been years since I've actually drawn any animals. So, and you are half man, half horse, or known as the centaur. And I wanted to be able to depict that for you, but I figured, yeah, that would be a bit of a stretch. This looks okay though. I think it's cute. I like how cute he's aiming for the stars. that in a sense is like he's aiming for his wish, his or her wish to come true, you know? Like, like I'm gonna, like, yeah, that's all there is to that. It's just, I don't know. So I thought I would share this bit of artwork with you, and I hope that you and yours have a very happy Halloween, and thank you once again for looking up upon the North Star.